Knock, knock. You. Yes, you. You watching this video today. Are you always in your head? Do you live inside of your mind? Do you find yourself spending hours upon hours wondering, what did they mean when they said this? Why did that person do this? Was my boss referring to me when he or she said that in the meeting without naming any names? I'm sure this has been all of us at some point in our lives. But if that is you watching this video today, I want you to stick around, because in today's edition of Maddie's Rap, I'm going to teach you how one tiny but very powerful word can help you to get out of your head and take control of your life. Stick around. You watch Maddie's Rap with author Matt D. Talford. I'll be right back. Hello, and welcome back to another edition of Maddie's Rap. I am your host, world-renowned author and storyteller, Matt D. Talford, author of a couple of books that I actually showed you in the preview for today's video, or the intro for today's video. So I want this to be a quick video. I know I shouldn't say that. For those of you that have been watching me for a while, you know what tends to happen when I say it's going to be a short video. It doesn't end up being short, but there's no reason to belabor today's video, so I'm going to jump right in. Now, I've been doing a lot of different videos. For those of you that watch all my videos, and I thank you. I do appreciate you guys. I love you to the moon and back. You guys mean the world to me. You guys are the fuel that keeps the engine running. So I thank you. Now, if you've been watching my videos over the last couple of weeks, you know I've been hitting a variety of topics. Today, I'm going to bring us back to Scripture and how Scripture can help us get through the challenges, or one of the biggest challenges that a lot of us face in our lives. Living inside our heads. All right? Living inside your head can cause you to lose sleep at night. Living inside your head can cause you to spend minutes or hours and sometimes days and weeks wondering about certain things. So I am going to start with a passage of Scripture, and I'm going to wrap up with a passage of Scripture. The opening passage will come from the Old Testament, and that is Proverbs, the book of Proverbs, which is just so happens to be one of my favorite books in the Bible. Proverbs chapter 4, beginning at verse 1 and going through verse 7. You guys can read along with me here. Hear, ye children, the instruction of a father, and attend to no understanding. For I give you good doctrine. Forsake you not my instruction. You guys know it says law there on the screen. You guys know I prefer the word instruction. All right. Verse 3. For I was my father's son, tender and only beloved in the sight of my mother. He taught me also and said unto me, let your heart retain my words. Keep my instructions and live. Get wisdom, get understanding. Forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth. Forsake her not, her is wisdom, and she shall preserve thee. She is wisdom. Love her, and she shall keep thee. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. That was Proverbs chapter 4, verses 1 through 7. So, I'm not going to hold you guys any longer. What do you think that one tiny word tiny yet powerful word, quite possibly the most important word in any spoken language, regardless of translation. What do you think that word is? If you answered why, then you answered correctly. The word is why. W-H-Y. And, Spanish, por qué, French, is it pourquoi? Y'all don't quote me on the French. I'm trying to learn it. But anyway, why? Why is the most important word you can ever ask. Why has the power to get you out of your head. Why? What do you guys that have been following me on my blog, www.mdtalford.com, and on this YouTube channel, what do you guys know to be, and for those of you that have read my books, what do you guys know? What have you guys heard me say about everything that I publish, whether it is written or video, spoken, whatever? Everything that I publish has a central theme of with every what, there's a connected why. The problem in this world is that we too often stop at what without exploring why. So that is why I just read Proverbs chapter 4, verses 1 through 7. The instruction there is to get wisdom, but above wisdom, to get understanding. What good is getting wisdom or knowledge concerning a topic if you don't understand what it is that you're looking at? If you don't understand the information that came to you, if you don't understand what you perceived via your spiritual channels, your eyes and your ears. When you don't understand why, it is quite easy to be deceived. It is quite easy to be dismayed. We spend a lot of time in our heads because we don't know why. We don't know why. So, how can you get to the why? It's simple. Just ask. Ask. When you find yourself in a situation that causes you, let me back up. A lot of us do ask why. But the problem is we ask why to the wrong audience. Why ask yourself what somebody meant when they said something to you? Did you say that thing to yourself? No. Why ask somebody, or why ask yourself why a person did a thing? You can't answer that question. And that is how you end up inside of your head, because you're constantly boiling over and toiling and turning the gears and turning the wheels and spinning and just running around inside of your own mind, asking yourself why someone else did or said a thing. So it's really simple. If you want to get out of your head, if you want to take control of your life, if you want to get some rest, start asking why to the person to the person. Start asking why to the person that is involved in an action or a set of words. Ask them why. Don't ask yourself. Don't pick up the phone and ask your friend, why do you think this person said such and such? It's easy. I mean, a lot of us do that. I'm not judging. I'm not judging. I'm here living this human experience just like everybody else. But are you going to get to the meat of the problem by asking a friend what somebody meant when they said this thing? By asking a friend what somebody, what was the purpose of this action? By asking another coworker what they think your boss was referring to? They're just going to give you their opinion, and that opinion could be right or could be wrong. But until you get with the person or people that are responsible for the action or the words, you are going to sit there and toil over something and cause yourself virtual torment, if you will. And when you don't have to. See, that brings about stress. That very thing, the act of living inside your head actually brings stress to you, because you're searching for the answer to something that you yourself really cannot answer. Now, if you're intuitive, let me deal with that. If you are a highly intuitive person, then your intuition can give you the answers that you may not be able to obtain by talking to a person. And if you're a highly intuitive, if that's a gift of yours, if you have the gift of perception, the gift of proper intuition, if you're an empath, and you can't lie to an empath. If you're an empath, then you feel energy, you perceive energy, you can pick up the energy of people, you can pick up the energy of places. So the chances are good that I won't say guess, I will say the chances are good that you perceived correctly. However, to validate it, if you are not good with what you perceived, if you're not good with what your intuition gave you about a situation, then you still need to go and ask the question, why? You need to ask why. Now, if you're good with what your intuition gave you, you don't need to ask. But let me read another passage of scripture that will bring this home, and then we can wrap this video up. That second passage of scripture comes from the book of John. It's the New Testament. I gave you guys Old Testament. I'm going New Testament now. This comes from the Gospel according to John, chapter 8, verse 32. And it reads, "And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." Now, how can you arrive at the truth if you don't ask? How can you arrive at it? Somebody answer that question for me. How can you arrive at the truth if you do not ask the question, why? I'll answer that for you. You can't. You have to ask why. All right? How can you ever arrive at the truth, and more importantly, understanding, if you never explore or search for the connected why? With every what, there's a connected why. So, knowing the truth regarding why a thing is sets your mind free. That's why that says, and you will know the truth, and the truth will make you free. You arrive at the truth by asking why. Once your mind is free, your body is free from the stress that is the product of caring about something but not knowing. Now, some people don't care. But if you don't care, then you're not in your head about it and you're not stressing out about it. Some people don't care. But if you care and you don't find out why, that thing's going to eat at you. It's going to eat at you. So you have to ask the question, why? Why is how you arrive at truth. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, well, Matt, what if I'm dealing with a habitual liar? Or what if I'm dealing with someone that I'm not sure they're going to answer that truthfully when I ask them the question? Let me tell you something. Asking why opens up your intuition. It does. Now, some people are naturally intuitive, but you can be artificially intuitive as well by asking why. Why is that? Because you asking the question why will reveal to you whether or not that person is being truthful. If you ask the question why and they lie, somehow you're going to know it. Somehow you're going to know that they're lying. That word why is a powerful, it's like the truth lasso that Wonder Woman, for those of you who are familiar with the comic book series, the television series and the movies, Wonder Woman carried that lasso where when she took that and snatched that thing around, snatched that rope around you and tightened it, you had no choice but to tell the truth. If you want to swing that lasso and drop it around a person with regards to a set of words or an action, that lasso is why. Ask them why. Hey, ask them what did they mean? That's kind of the same as asking why. What did you mean when you said ... Oh, I meant chances are perfect that they're either going to tell you the truth or lie. Now, sometimes people are going to be evasive and they may not want to answer that question, but that shows you a lot about their character as well. In either case, it frees you from the trappings of your own thoughts. So, those passages of scripture, I hope you guys wrote those down. They came from Proverbs 4 and 1 through 7 and John chapter 8, verse 32. Those are very powerful. 1, get wisdom. Wisdom is knowledge concerning a thing. Wisdom actually is beyond knowledge. Anybody can pick up the book and read. Anybody can pick up any book and get knowledge from it. Wisdom is an energy. That is why it was personified in the verse. It was referred to as she. Wisdom is a feminine energy. Always has been, always will be. Wisdom is a product of the 6th chakra, but also a product of the 4th chakra, because we feel with the heart and we know with the 3rd eye. Okay? So that is why it's personified and referred to as she. It's a feminine energy. So it says get wisdom. Now, I think that that's a bad translation if you want to know the truth, because wisdom is an energy that abides with whom she will. Wisdom is an energy. It is not something that you can learn. I mean, you can get wisdom passed on to you by someone who is wise. So if someone is giving you wise counsel and then you follow it, then you are acting wisely. So that is a passive way to get wisdom. But there's an active way to get wisdom, and that active way is the spirit of wisdom deciding to gift whomever she will with her presence. So it says get wisdom, but above that, get understanding. You have to get understanding, and the only way to do it is to ask questions. If you're not asking questions, you either know it or you're afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to ask. You got to overcome that fear. You have to overcome the fear. Well, I want to know, but if I say something to this person, then they might. No, get out of that. What if one of my favorite motivational speakers, C.T. Fletcher, you guys look him up. He's a champion bodybuilder, and now he motivates people, and he's been through some challenges in his life, but thank God he's still motivating. C.T. Fletcher did a video on his Instagram one year that said, what if will F you up? What if will F you up? And it really, really will. What if can stop you from doing what you need to do? Well, what if I say this? And no, if it's in you to do and it's righteous, do it. If it's in you to do and it's unrighteous, then you know better, okay? But if it's in you to do and it's righteous, have some courage about you, because you're going to build soul muscle by having courage. Courage is a high vibration. Fear is a low vibration. You know, I always talk about staying high vibrational. Why? Because high vibrational, when you're high vibrational, your body responds. Your body is healthier when you're high vibrational. When you're low vibrational, you invite in illness. So don't be afraid to ask why. That's the only way you're ever going to get understanding. You have to ask why. And don't worry about what if this person does this or that person does that. Whatever. Now, that is all I have for y'all today. I wanted to keep this video short. A huge thank you, huge shout out to my returning and new subscribers. I said it in the beginning, I'll say it again. You guys mean the world to me. If you like this video, please do me a favor and give it a thumbs up and share it with somebody that you want to help get out of their head. Somebody that you want to help get out of their head. Why did I read those scriptures? I tell you guys all the time, if you're new to my channel and you haven't seen any of my work before, I am not religious. I am not religious. But with that, the Bible is also not religious. Now that may come as a shock to some of you, but the Bible is a spiritual book. What I just shared with you are spiritual principles. They're spiritual principles. They're here to help you unlock the power of your 3rd chakra, your solar plexus. And I'm going to do another separate video on the chakras. I talk about them all the time. But your solar plexus, your 3rd chakra, is your masculine energy, and that is the center of your confidence. That's where you get your confidence and strength to do things from. That is where you get the confidence to ask why. Okay, so not only does that strengthen your having courage, strengthen your 3rd chakra, but it also strengthens your 4th chakra. Once you have courage, then you're able to open up and love. You can't love and fear don't exist together. They can't. You have to get over your fear of whatever is holding you back from showing love. Okay? When you have that strength in your 3rd chakra, your solar plexus, that heart chakra sits on top of that. So now you have the support you need to love. When you love yourself, you are not going to spend time in your head wondering what somebody said or why they did something, because that is going to cause you to lose sleep. And when you lose sleep, guess what? The weaker your body is, the more tired your body is, the more you invite illness. When you're well rested, it's tougher to get sick than it is when you're tired all the time and you're pushing yourself and pushing yourself. Get that sleep at night by clearing your mind. Free your mind. And there was a song by a group called In Vogue, Free Your Mind and the Rest Will Follow, okay? It is so true. When you free your mind, your body follows, okay? So the way you free your mind if you live inside of your head is to use one of the most powerful words in spoken language, regardless of the tongue. Why? Don't be afraid to ask why. Have some courage about you. Once you find out the why that's connected with the what, you will then have that understanding that is instructed in Proverbs, the 4th chapter. Okay? You will, and then also John 8:32. Once you understand why, you will then know the truth. And the truth will set you free. And if that person does not give you the truth, guess what? You'll know they're lying. And that will still let you know. That will still free you. That will still free you, okay? You'll know if they're lying, and that in and of itself will still free you, because you're like, you know what? Why am I sitting here worrying about somebody who, when I asked them, they lied about whatever it was that they said, you know? They wouldn't tell me the truth. So you'll know the truth, and the truth will make you free. The truth is, they either gave you the truth or they lied to you. You're free, okay? And Proverbs chapter 4, you have an understanding now. You have the knowledge of a thing, but on top of that, you have an understanding. So I'm going to wrap this video up. I'm going to leave you guys with one more nugget. It's a repetition because I said it already. All right? Ask why. Do not be afraid to ask why. Ask why to the right person. Do not ask yourself why someone said something to you. Do not ask your friend. You can get their opinion if you want. You can get their advice. They may give you some wisdom concerning a thing. They may give you some insight that will help you to formulate the right question. Okay? So there's nothing wrong with asking your friends or your family members or whatever, but ultimately, it is best to go to the source. I love you guys. Tell somebody you love me. If you're new to the channel and you like this type of content, you like being motivated, you like being inspired, please hit that subscribe button and make sure the notification bell is turned on so you'll be notified when I upload new content. And last but not least, I'm an award-winning author. 3 books total, but 2 of them award-winning. And there'll be some thumbnails at the end of this video and links in the description box below to read synopses of the books. You guys have a wonderful day, evening, afternoon, whatever time it is, where you are. I love you guys. Peace.